Welcome. So here's the deal. Um, I want to make more videos, but that takes time and effort. I also want to make more types of videos. Right now, I'm going through the original Teen Titans series, and I like doing that, and I'm having fun doing it. And it actually is kind of helpful to me creatively because it gives me like a structure to work from. However, I have more interests outside of Teen Titans and early 2000s cartoons. And sometimes I just want to talk about other things that are there's no rhyme or reason for any of it. So starting this year, I'm gonna try we're gonna try some stuff that's a little bit different. Firstly, I'm gonna start doing more, I guess, kind of vlog style videos, sort of in this format where it's more relaxed, it's less edited, and I kind of just talk about whatever I feel like on the day. Would this type of content fit better on a second channel or something? Probably, but I could barely get people to watch the first channel that I have, so who cares? Will this tank me in the algorithm? I don't know, maybe. We're gonna find out. Algorithm doesn't even like me that much anyways, apart from that one time I talked about Bionicle for 20 minutes. And I don't even know that much about Bionicle. There's also other projects and topics that I do have like more to say on that I do want to try branching out a little more. I have some older videos and older projects that I just never have gotten around to finishing that I want to finish this year. And I also just have like other things that I do sometimes, and sometimes I want to talk about it. Like I've been reading a lot more recently. I've been reading some books, and like I don't know, sometimes I just want to talk about books, but that's like a totally different side of YouTube. Is that worth doing? I don't know, maybe. We're going to find out. I want to get more into anime this year. So I've started to watch Dragon Ball Z. I don't know why. I think it'd be fun. Maybe I'll talk about that. One of the other things I've been doing a lot recently is I've been writing a lot more. Right now I write things sometimes. I'm not good at it, but I like doing it anyways. Right now I'm working on this like vampire book, and I'm having a lot of fun. I think it's fun. It's probably stupid, but I'm enjoying it. I think it's cool. And if it's just for me, then that's all. It works. That's good enough for me. But I don't know. I think it's cool, and maybe you might think some of it's cool too. So maybe I'll share some of that. I don't know. I'm making it up as I go, but I want to. I don't know. I want to try some new things this year. So we're trying some new things this year. Yeah, for example, reading books. Sometimes I like to read books. I've been reading a lot more recently. I've really in the last couple of years or so, I really got into like audiobooks. So I've been doing a lot of that. There's still a ton of books that I haven't read and that I want to get to. And I also have like I don't know, either my brain is just broken or I have some variant of ADHD where I get bored of things really easily, so I jump around between a lot of stuff, which is like accelerated by a lot of the methods of reading and habits that I've formed, where I'm using this app called Libby, which connects to your library card, and you can like download audiobooks, you can download like ebooks through it, but because it's connected through your library, you only have each book for like a certain period of time, and then after you're done with it, if someone else is like wants to read that book or listen to that audiobook, it'll go to that other person, right? You know, like a library. So I'll like start an audiobook that I'm interested in and like get through some of it, and then I'll run out of time with it and someone else will be reading it. But then in the meantime, I'm like, well, I can't just waste time not reading a book. So then I'll like download a different book and start that instead of finishing any of the books that I've started. So like I'm constantly in the process of reading like 4 or 5 different books at the same time. Is this good? I don't know. Probably not. I've been watching a lot of like BookTube and some of that stuff, which is like a totally different side of YouTube. And I don't know if that's anything that my audience is interested in at all, or if or if no one cares. But whatever. I feel I'm just gonna talk about whatever I feel like. That's what we're doing. So like I've been using Goodreads more to try to like track some of the books that I've been reading. One of the things you can do with that website is you can like give yourself a reading challenge, like which kind of like unintentionally made me stress myself out. Like it made me stressed trying to do that. With last year, like especially towards the end of the year when I'm like, oh no, I'm running out of time. I gotta finish some of these books that I've started. Actually, should we pull it up? Why not? So last year I set a goal for 25 books a year, which is just over 2 books a month, which is not a huge goal. I know a lot of people have like much higher reading goals than that. I'm a slow reader. Unless it's an audiobook, it takes me a long time to read all of something, even when I'm like more consistently reading like I am currently. Yeah, so I got to 24 books. I don't even remember I said that. I got to 24 out of 25 books. So I was literally 1 book short, and it came down to like in the last couple days, in the last few days, I was like, oh man, I need to finish something, but I don't have. But I was like in the middle of audiobooks, and then I ran out of time. Like I was doing the audiobook of I've been reading a lot of Stephen King. I was doing the audiobook of The Shining, and like I got like halfway through, and then my thing ran out. I've since I found a copy at a thrift store, so now I'm reading it physically. Spoilers: The Shining is pretty good. I like it. So yeah, I don't know what the point of that was. Oh yeah, just that like instead of it being like a fun hobby, it like started to stress me out because I'm like, I gotta do the challenge. I gotta like finish, and I stopped like reading some longer books that I was into. Like I'm reading Stephen King's Dark Tower series, and I'm on book 5 right now, which is one of the longer ones of that series. It's like 700 pages or something, but like it's decently long that it's taking me a while to get through. And then I kept like putting it off and trying to read shorter books because I'm like, then I can finish that book faster and that'll get me closer to the end of the challenge instead of just like reading whatever I felt like at the time, So this year, instead of learning from that and that also put me off from like I want to read more comics this year. I typically do read a decent amount of comics, but this last year I was like, and you can rate good comic books on Goodreads. So like I could have just done that and then finished the challenge. But I feel like comic books are sort of just a different medium from regular books. So it just didn't make sense to me to just rate all the because also I've read a lot of comics and it like depends on like how you would even like categorize it, because comics are serial where books can be serial, but books are like it's pretty like clear like where one book ends and the next one begins, where comic books are like, well, they're monthly issues that then get collected in like trade volumes, but it's all one story, so like how do you even count that? Anyways, it just seems like a different thing to me, so it didn't make sense to me to count any comics that I had read on Goodreads, because Goodreads is for books. If you do that, that's fine. I don't know, my brain doesn't like it. So like I would put off reading comics. I have all of this. I found all of Sandman, of Neil Gaiman's Sandman, and I read the first volume and it's awesome. And then I was like, cool, I'm gonna go buy the rest of it, but not get around to reading it. So like that's something I've been putting off. Anyways, this year, here's the goal. The goal, instead of doing 25 again, is I'm going for 24, which is what I ended with this year. But I'm going slightly. So the goal is slightly lower. It's definitely reachable because I reached it this year. But also I'm cheating because I'm reading through some of the Bionicle books, which are like books for kids. So they're like really short, and you could get through them real fast. So I've already read a whole book this year, and it's the 5th of January. So boom, look at that. I'm plowing ahead of this at this challenge already, and I'm gonna read a bunch of them early on to get a head start, and then I'm just gonna go back to reading whatever I feel like. That's my plan. What are you reading? Let me know in the comments. That's this video. See you next time for something else. New Teen Titans video should be out Monday if it's not out already. It got delayed because the editing software I'm using, DaVinci Resolve, just like glitched out on me for some reason. I still haven't figured out why, but I found a workaround. So I finished the video. It'll be out regular time if it's not out already. Otherwise, I'll be back again. I'm gonna try these whatever this is around once a week. So see you next time for something. Bye bye.